Hi everyone, it's Elaine at Anabella's. Welcome to my Friday FlossTube. I am working from home today in Terry's man cave, just so that you don't hear the bird in the background squawking away. I hope everyone has had a wonderful month so far. February has flown by here at Anabella's. I've got lots to share with you today, a lot of catching up to do. So I hope that if you're new to my channel, first let me welcome you. I'm very happy that you found me. I hope you like what you see and that you'll look up, ring the notification bell. That'll just let you know when I've uploaded a new video or I have some fun news to share. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back and for bearing with me. I know I've been absent for the past month, but I'm going to fill you in on all the details in just a few minutes. So grab some stitching, maybe sit back, sip on a warm beverage, and let's just jump right into it. So you'll see a new change. I decided to go back to short hair. Some of you saw this on social media and complimented it, so thank you so much. I don't want my hair to be a thing, but I do want to at least acknowledge and tell you how much I appreciate your kind words. That's very sweet. It's a big change and it's so refreshing. I just love it. Terry and I celebrated our 27th anniversary on February 7th, so that was nice. I believe we had lobster and filet mignon and baked potatoes and asparagus and vegetables, and we watched a movie, and it was just very nice. It's been a wonderful 27 years, and I look forward to many, many more years to come. So thank you so much if you reached out to me or saw us posting, across the different channels. So it was fun. Not really much else as far as a life update. Our life has kind of segued into our business with all the things going on here. But my grandson is due April 1st. Courtney and Charlene are expecting baby Carter. So fingers are crossed, can't wait. He's an April 1st baby. He might come early, so we'll wait and see. But of course, we're all sitting here with our fingers crossed. Waiting for him to arrive. And then Hope and Colton are very busy. Colton started, I believe Saturday, his spring T-ball kicks off. So he'll be doing that. And he's all excited about his opening ceremonies. And then our beautiful granddaughter, Hope, has just gotten an award for being the most valuable player, so to speak, for her cheerleading team. She's just an outstanding little sweet girl. And we're very proud of her. So I'll insert a picture here so that you can see my little Hopi. And then let's see, all my other grandkids are doing well. Kobe's doing good, looking forward to his new baby brother. Mallory is busy with high school. And of course, my other grandson, we don't see very much anymore, of course, but we think of him often and love him dearly. Okay, so let me just show you some new things. We have a couple of new releases by Anabella's Needle Art. I'm going to show you this one. This is called Do Not Be Afraid. And it's one of my favorite Bible verses. I lean into it whenever I'm feeling, sad or feeling like I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed emotionally, or, with the things that life can throw at you every now and again. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. And that just is something that is very close and near and dear to my heart. So I draw on that scripture whenever I'm having some challenges. So I decided to design this chart. I actually designed it last year. And I don't know what happened. I started to stitch it and I don't know, I couldn't feel it. We go through that. And I went into the hen den last week, I think, and there it was, still sitting right where I left it on my quilting table. And I picked it up and I said, you know what, let me give this another go. So I didn't make any changes to it. I just went ahead and finished stitching it. But when I went to finish it, I was like, how am I going to finish this? So I reflected on my beautiful Aunt Millie. And for those of you who've followed me over the years, you know that she kind of stepped in and mothered my sister and I when our mother died when we were very, very young. And whenever there was a new baby coming into the family or a family event like a wedding or things of that sort, she would make these beautiful fabric covered albums. So if you look at this, you'll notice the gingham and the bows and things like that. So if you're back in the 80s or the 90s, you remember how, you know, a lot of folks made these beautiful fabric covered albums and gave them as gifts. So I thought that I would finish it off the way that she did, or that she would have, with that covered album in mind and her love of gingham and God. So, you know, she loved God, she loved gingham. So this is kind of just a nod to my beautiful Aunt Millie as far as the finish goes. Very different, but it sits in my living room, just like you see here. We have a hutch that's behind the couch. Right now it's sitting there, but sometimes I move it to the coffee table so that I can see it as I'm stitching. So that's there. And then, and that's available in PDF and paper format on anabellas.net as well as in the Etsy shop. And then this is fun. This is our Tiny Tarts Collect Shamrocks. So our Collect series, I think we have 4 or 5 tarts in that series now. And each of the designs are specifically designed so that when you finish them and you want to make finishing fun, you can slip them right into a tart tin. Now, your tart tin for collecting shamrocks will vary in size depending upon what size cloth you stitch it on and how big your finished piece is. So I wanted to show it to you here, not in a tart tin, so that you can see that you would order your tart tin based on whatever your finished size is. So the smaller the size stitch that you stitch it on, the more likely it would be able to fit in, let's say, a 5-inch tart tin, right? And we carry the 5-inch tart tins in the shop. So if you want to stitch it to fit in a 5-inch, I would suggest 36 count. That should fit just fine. 32/16 is a little tight. So just beware of that. They do sell larger tart tins. I just don't have any in stock right now. I hope to order more this week. So get stitching, and by the time you're done, hopefully I'll have a larger size for those of you that like 14 or 16 count finishes. But just a really fun little stitch for St. Patrick's Day. I had fun stitching it. Okay, now let's talk about something new. If you are in our Patreon or you're in our Facebook group, you've probably already heard about this. You might have picked it up if you go to our website. I'm going to start to say anabellas.com because anabellas.net is where you go now, but if you type in .com, I do believe now that everything's working. You'll be able to go to anabellas.com as well. So we're trying to segue into just one name at the end of it. So feel free to go to anabellas.com or to anabellas.net anytime you're with us. But creating keepsakes is fun. Christmas keepsakes. Christmas Keepsakes is a brand new monthly ornament series that we kicked off this past month in February. Now, what this means is every month, Anabellas is going to release 3 designs. Now, each design is sold separately, but they're meant so that you can stitch one or stitch all 3, and then we will sell a separate keepsakes, Christmas Keepsakes finishing kit, so that if you want to fully finish the designs as I have here as an ornament, you can do that. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is I find that you know, if I'm not stitching Christmas throughout the year, by the time Christmas gets here, oh well, I don't have anything to hang on my tree, or I'm rushing, and I don't like to do that. So I did a little poll and found that a lot of you feel the same way. You know, you don't want to stitch Christmas every single day, but you'd love to be able to whip some things out so that when the holidays do get here, you not only have some things ready to go to hang on your own tree or to gift to a family member, where it might become an heirloom that they put on their tree every year, or you gift to a friend. So these are small, they're not large. You know, I think this one finishes off at 3.5 by 3.5. And there are 3 in the series. And this series, this first set of 3, is called Olde Village Christmas. So we kind of wanted to make it feel like a old New England village, kind of with the gas lamps, as you can see in this one, that are outside. But just feel free to check it out. We're excited about it. I'm working on the next set this weekend because we're supposed to get snow, if you can imagine, on Sunday. So my plan is to sit down and start designing the next set of 3. So it'll be really fun. So those are kind of cute. You know, and they stitch up very quickly. Now, what I'm doing, only, you know, and please bear with me with this, what I'm doing is I am stitching one and then doing a digital, you know, I design in PC Stitch, so when I'm designing and I go to save my file, I can save it as a virtual cover photo, which you can see. I'll go ahead and insert that here so you can see what a virtual cover photo. This is not AI generated. This is Elaine generated. So let me make that very clear. Everything you see in Anabella's, whether it's our cover photos, whether it is things that you see that we designed, those are all designed by me and or by my daughter or us together, and they are all designed in PC Stitch. So we never use any AI generated anything ever. When we go to save the chart covers in PC Stitch, we have the option of saving them virtually. And if I don't have time to stitch it or I don't have a model stitcher, that's what you see. So here's the one that I stitched here, and then here's the computer generated, not AI generated, cover photo of the other two. So I'm going to do that probably throughout the series. I'm going to stitch one, finish it off fully so that you can see what your Christmas Keepsakes finishing kit will include if you opt to purchase that. And then the other two will include just these cover photos. That just saves me some time, so I hope you'll be give me a little grace with that. I don't want to, stitch all month long. I don't have time, but I do want to get these into your hands. So I thought this was the best way to do it, with one originally stitched design in this series, and then the other two just photographic images. So if you have any questions, on anything that we do here at Anabella's, you can always send an email to me at anabellashop@gmail.com. Either myself or one of our team members will get back to you just as fast as we can. But we're always here for you. Never feel like you can't call or that you can't reach out. Sometimes we mess up and, things go to spam and you guys might get mad at us because we didn't see it. So we're trying to check our spam messages too frequently so that if your email does land in spam, it doesn't get ignored. So we're aware. I think we all have that problem right now with spam. Some things go to spam that should never go to spam. And certainly not your emails. Okay, so fun with that. That again is Christmas Keepsakes, Olde Village Christmas. Now next, let me talk to you a little bit about our next box. So your winter Make Finishing Fun box was an absolute huge success. We sold out. We've had great feedback. You guys loved it. What we try to do with these 4 times a year boxes is we tie together stitching with fully finishing and making finishing fun. So the winter box, for example, everyone received Brenda Gervais' Winter Trio, and then they also received Winter Minis from Anabella's. Now, the 30 days have passed, so the Winter Minis went on sale this past week in Anabella's shop, and we did design these so that your finishing kit will allow you to finish them fully. So in your Make Finishing Fun box, you not only were able to fully finish the designs that we featured by Brenda, you were able to fully finish the 3 mini trios, winter mini trios that Anabella's designed and included. So a lot of fun. You received, a video tutorial, a written tutorial. So with our spring Make Finishing Fun and stitching box, it's going to be spring themed. And Anabella's has designed a beautiful spring sampler for this box. I'm going to give you a very quick sneak peek of one of the motifs. And the featured designer, I'm not going to announce the name yet, but the featured designer for this box will be one of the designers and a new Nashville release. So it will be a featured designer, one of the top designers, and we are going to be featuring one of their Nashville releases. So that's going to be really fun. And then, of course, fully finishing that off. So let me give you just a quick sneak peek of one of the motifs that is going to be in the spring Make Finishing Fun box from Anabella's. So here's my sweet baby. I have never seen anything so cute in all my life. So I'm having so much fun. I just finished stitching it, the model, the sampler. So I have to get this fully finished. And then of course, a lot of thought goes into that, right? So before I sit down and figure out what are we going to put into the spring Make Finishing Fun box that people will enjoy? I put a great deal of thought into it, and whether I'm going to partner, with a finishing company for that, or whether we're going to create our own wood-based products, or whether it's going to be a framed finish, I just don't know yet. So you can expect that spring Make Finishing Fun box will probably go on sale towards the end of well, it is the end of February, so maybe early March, with the hopes that it'll ship out at the end of March or very beginning of April. So exciting stuff. Let's talk about Nashville. So first, can I just thank you all for shopping with us? We are having so much fun watching you fill up your carts with all of the goodies, and it's so fun to see which designers you're going to fill that cart up. And you know, you guys love everybody. I don't think there's one designer that stands out. It looks like a nice mix where whether it's a new designer that is maybe coming to Nashville for the first time, or it's someone that's more seasoned who's done this 25 years in a row, you know, you're dipping your toe into the water of these new designers. And you know, as someone who's been there and done that, you know, it's so nice to see that you guys are you know, purchasing charts from these new folks that we want to welcome into the stitching community, and you know, who we want to help support. So as far as Nashville goes, I think I hinted that I wasn't going to be going, and I've now made the final decision that I'm not going, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But Terry is going, so his job is going to just go to every single room and pick up all the boxes and bags of everything that you've pre-ordered. So he will arrive first thing on Friday. The doors open, I believe, at 4 in the afternoon. So at 4 o'clock sharp, he will be in line at the first door to start picking up all the boxes and bags. And then he will be back here in Waynesville on either Sunday or early Monday morning. And then, of course, shipping will commence immediately. So very excited. I asked him if he wanted to take one of our team members with him, and he said, no, I can do it by myself. And I'm thinking, oh, God, okay. But you know what? This will be his 3rd year. So, you know, he's not worried about it. We've got the system down pretty well. But the reason that I'm not going is we are moving. So that's been the big kept secret. Can you believe it's been 3 years that we've been in our log home building? It went by very quickly, but the lease has now ended, and Elaine and Terry don't want to spend millions of dollars to buy the building. So we're not going to do that. Not at my age. I'm not going into debt that craziness. So we're moving March 1st. Today is the 20th. And of course, that leads right up into Nashville. So I need to be here to not only facilitate the move, but to set the store up. But what's really exciting about it is we are moving to downtown Waynesville, to the historic section, right off Main Street. And we're moving to a location that has a retreat center right above us. So we will now be able to bring you, we're deeming the retreat center that's above us Anabella's attic, because it's an attic. Our shop will be below the retreat center, and we will now be hosting all of our events right here. So how much fun is that going to be? You'll be able to come to a girlfriend getaway or one of our signature events, like we have one coming up this fall. I'm going to talk about our Summer Celebrate America event in just a minute, but you'll be able to come and spend the entire time with us right in our Anabella's attic, the retreat center above us, and then the shop is right below. So thrilled. I can't even tell you. I'm a little stressed, a lot to do. You know, Nashville being right here now, and of course the girls and I getting ready to move everything over. It's going to be crazy. So what I decided to do, if you're watching in your local, is we're going to shut the shop down March 1st locally until the end of the month. That gives us time to not only get everything moved and set up, but to get all the Nashville orders shipped. Then what we're going to do is towards the end of the month, and I don't know how long it's going to take us to ship all the Nashville orders. Usually takes about 2 weeks, you know, because we get thousands and thousands of orders. But, you know, it only takes a couple weeks to get everything out. We have a staff that can handle it. So I'm thinking maybe the end of March, we're going to have a grand opening and a Nashville party, so that if you are local, you can come and check out all of the new releases and all of the new designs. And you can also check out our new space. So that's going to be really fun. So I'll keep you posted as far as that goes. But I did want to let you know, Elaine's not going to Nashville. Terry can take care of it. It's, he's picking things up and that's it. So I don't need to go there and run around and pick up boxes and bags when he's willing to do it. So, I'm going to miss seeing people, but I got to prioritize, and the timing just stinks, right? What are you going to do? that's life. Nothing you can do about it. You just got to kind of let it be. All right, so speaking of that move and the new Anabella's Attic, where we're going to be holding our retreats, we have some fun things to share. Our girlfriend getaway, which is going to be held July 10th through the 12th, is called Celebrate America and Celebrate Friendship. So, you know, the friends that we have all made in this cross-stitch community, the people who have been so kind to me and to Terry and to our family, you know, when we became part of this community, we love you all so much. And Anabella's wouldn't be here without you. So I wanted to host a retreat where I'm not only tying in my love of friendship and how important friendship is, not just in the cross-stitch community, but in our lives as a whole as women. You know, friends are important and they bring joy to our lives. So this retreat is all about not only celebrating America's 250th birthday, which, as I said, is going to be on July 4th. Our retreat's going to start on the 10th, but to celebrate friendship. And I reached out to Carolyn from Carolyn's Needle Art. She is an amazing designer, and asked her if she would come and join us. So I'm thrilled to tell you that Carolyn's Needle Art will be our guest designer. If you've not checked out her designs, we carry, I think, all of them in our Etsy shop. You can also visit her shop, but we're going to have a great time together. I've seen the retreat piece. Oh my goodness. So she has designed a piece just for all of you. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful weekend. You know, there's nothing like being in the mountains during the summertime. And my town, Waynesville, and downtown Waynesville goes all out. So come and spend the weekend with us. You know, I'm going to make sure that when I open this up for registration, you're going to be able to find whether it's a bed and breakfast, whether it's a cabin, whether it's an Airbnb, whether it's a local motel or hotel. There'll be plenty of places for you to pick from. We are not going to have this at a hotel, so staying at the hotel is not mandatory. You can stay wherever you'd like, but I'm going to make sure that you really have a nice list of places to choose from if you're not familiar with the area. And as always, Terry and I will wine and dine you. Anabella's Attic, which is the new retreat center, has a full commercial kitchen, so it's likely that I'm going to wrap in some meals to this retreat so we can sit and join each other when we dine. But it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. You know, change is tough. You know, I'm not getting older, but I feel like I'm getting older because it's been a whirlwind year and I'm trying to slow down a little bit. So this really helps to do that. Just having everything right here. So I'm excited about that. So that's our girlfriend getaway. And again, that's Celebrate America. So save the date, July 10th through July 12th. Then if you are thinking about coming to the All Things Spring Retreat, which some of you have dubbed the Pioneer Woman Retreat. It is the All Things Spring Retreat. It is in Pawhuska, Oklahoma, the home of the Pioneer Woman. We will be making 2 trips, one to the Mercantile and then one out to the Lodge. And registration closes on the 28th of this month. So you have 8 more days. If you would love to join us, we would love to have you. It's going to be a great time. So you can go to anabellas.net under Cross Stitch Retreats and you'll see the spring 2026 retreat listed there with all the details. And then email me if you have any questions. And then the next retreat after that, because that's spring, then we have summer here, and then fall is going to be here as well. And I am currently talking with the designer that I would like to spend that weekend with us. I'm just waiting to hear whether she can do that or not. We're not sure she's going to be able to, but we're checking. So as soon as I have that, it'll go up on the site as far as the name of the designer, but details won't come out until 6 months before that. And that'll be in October of 2026. And yes, we hope to do another cruise to Italy, but you know what? I can't have you guys spend $10,000 on a cruise. So unless something drastic changes, you know, I don't know. It's really pricey right now. So just know I've got your back. You know, if I think it's ridiculous and the price is just, you know, cost prohibitive, we're just not going to do it. Because I'm not going to do it. I'm not spending $10,000 on a cruise, and I can't ask you guys to. So let's see what happens with Royal Caribbean. I'm willing to change cruise lines, I just haven't had the time to look into it, and it's so far out I haven't needed to, but I'll get on that pretty quick. Now, for those of you who are going on the Stitch Sea Alaska cruise, that is coming up in 100 days. So what I normally do is for cruises, 90 days before the event, which for this would be March 8th, we're going to go ahead and then send out what we think will be the itinerary. Now, when you're on a cruise ship, itineraries can change because the cruise itineraries can change. We do have a conference center, a stitching center where we can sit and stitch. So I'm going to pick out specific stitching times. And then as far as excursions go, with the group that's our size, you guys will just have to make your own, excursions. So that's too many people for us to try to figure out who wants to do what. And the cruise line said it would just be best if everybody just picked their own excursions, and book it directly through Royal Caribbean. So you can expect that that'll be in the March 8th email, but I wanted to mention it here in case you're watching and you're going on the cruise with us. Priscilla will be joining us as it stands right now. So we're very excited, and we continue to pray for her and for her continued good health and recovery. And I think that what we're going to do is the retreat piece is not going to be sent in advance because that's going to be just too much for everybody to do beforehand. But we're going to probably do the demonstration of the finishing right there on the ship. And then we'll record that so that when you get home and you do have your finished piece, you'll be able to fully stitch and then finish it having attended the finishing session. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think the most important thing to point out is that, God answers prayers, and right now we're thrilled that Priscilla's going to be joining us. So that's great. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. Can I just tell you, I'm not getting off the ship. I'm just going to sit and stitch the whole time I can. I'm looking for, maybe you can get me off the ship. I don't know. We're going to see. But we'll see what happens. I'm going by myself. So that's kind of, Terry's not going. He's got to stay here with the shop and, the puppies and the whole thing. So I'm going to be all by myself. So flying to Seattle, I don't know. That's a long haul for me. I think I stop halfway, so not too bad, just to get off and change planes. Okay, so Stitch Sea Alaska, stay tuned for that. And then on the 8th, when I send out the written itinerary, of course, I'm going to open up the Spirit Wear shop and the Facebook group. So we will have a private Facebook group just for the cruise. So 3 months ahead of time, you all can start getting to know one another. Many seasoned cruisers will be in the group. So people who have cruised before will be there to chip in, answer questions. But you're not going to be left hanging out there. So anybody who's worried about it, remember that we still have 3 months to go. We're going to make sure that before you get on board, you're comfortable and you've got everything planned out to the best of our ability as far as giving you the information. But if you want to get those excursions done, I'd suggest you go ahead and call Royal Caribbean and get those booked now. And I'm not sure how their cancellation works. And as far as stitching goes, you can expect that I won't hold any classes when we're in port, fully expecting that people will want to get off. I'll leave the stitching room open so for people who don't want to get off can come and sit and stitch, whether it's in the room or at a designated area on board the ship. How exciting, right? I'm excited. I've never been to Alaska, so off we go. Okay, now, that was that. Okay, now let's talk real quick about Patreon. So for those of you who don't know, we have a fun Patreon community. Patreon is kind of like a more intimate place to gather, with fellow stitchers. And if you love Anabella's needle art, it's a great place to go to receive new designs by myself and by my daughter. So right now, our all access Patreon is $8.97 a month, and you receive a minimum of 3 brand new designs exclusive by Anabella's needle art, plus a lot of bonuses. So here's a sneak peek of what is included in the February Patreon. So if you join Patreon between now and February 28th, you're still going to receive everything that's in the February Patreon. And then, of course, when March comes, you'll receive March as well. So it's a lot of fun. I am done designing all of the charts for March for the Patreon members. We try to spoil you guys as much as we can. Yesterday or this week, I sent out the collect Shamrocks. So they always get a sneak peek first before before the world does. So they got the sneak peek of collecting Shamrocks, and then I can share it with you. Then just as a little bonus, it really wasn't a bonus. It was just something I shared. When I was a little girl, my grandmother and would come and spend the winters with us in Florida. We lived in Miami Beach when I was very little, up until the time I was 12. So my grandmother would come, Grandma Allegretti, my mom's mom, and because Grandma Fiorello wasn't going to pick Shamrocks. She's an Italian grandma. She didn't do that, but Grandma Allegretti did. So she would come to South Florida and spend the winters with us. And one of the things we loved to do was to go into our backyard and pick 4-leaf clovers, if we could find any. And she taught me how to press them into a notebook. So when I designed the chart, I thought, wow, this brings back some really fun memories. So I just did a really quick little thing for my Patreon members about how you can press Shamrocks, and just something I shared. So we try to make the Patreon community not just all about stitching, but about other fun things, whether it's a recipe that I slip in, or whether it's a peek into my home life, or we're having a sit and stitch this coming week. It's always something special. So go ahead and check it out if you'd like. The link is below in the show notes. And then again, if you want to join now, you get all of February, and then of course everything forthcoming. And the best thing about Patreon is you can cancel and rejoin anytime. So you can come and go as you need to, because finances change, things change. And we try to do it one price for everybody, no more tiers. That's just crazy stuff. We just want you to, we're just happy you're there. So. All right, Bella bags and monthly minis. Okay, your February, for folks that got the February Bella bag and or the February 12 monthly minis, you got your email. Everything went out earlier this week, so watch your mailbox. If it's not already there, it will be there in the next day or so. And you also get tracking from stamps.com, so you can check that if you need your tracking. So as soon as I know, probably early next week, that everybody's got theirs, I'll do a quick reveal of those bags, so that if you are on the fence about purchasing the March Bella bag and or the March 12 monthly minis, you can see what's included in our Bella bags. Now, here's a peek of the March 12 monthly minis, and here's a peek of the March Bella bag. So you have until February 28th to make your purchase, and then those will ship in March. And then after February 28th, anyone who makes a purchase after that will get April. Okay, so the way the 12 monthly minis works is, you purchase it once, either in the Etsy shop or at anabellas.net. And once you've made your initial purchase, we're just going to invoice you every month for those 12 monthly minis. You're able to say, you know what, I don't want this month. I'm not a spring stitcher, for example. I want to skip it. Or you can say, you'll pay the invoice and we'll just send it. Or you'll say, cancel altogether. I don't want any more. And whatever you decide to do is perfectly fine. But we make it super easy for you, so you don't have to think about it. We just send the invoice out. When you get it, you have 3 choices: pay, skip, or cancel. Completely up to you. But the Bella bags are different. The Bella bags initially started out as just for newsletter subscribers, and we got a lot of kickback because everybody wanted the Bella bag. So now we just open them up to everybody. If you want a Bella bag, it includes usually 2 designs by Anabellas, both exclusive for 30 days, and sticker sheets and floss drops and stitching and floss and cloth and the whole bit. Finishing supplies, I believe. Maybe not finishing supplies. I don't know. Just read about it. It's there. Just go to anabellas.net and you can read about the Bella bags. But they're available to everybody, but you have to make your purchase by the end of every month to get that month's Bella bag, and it ships, promptly thereafter I close it. Okay, wow, so here we are, half an hour. Ooh, going over. So let's see, I'm not inserting photos today of new releases. I think I've kind of bombarded everybody with Nashville. So you can pretty much assume that most of the releases that you've seen are already visible in the Etsy shop or on the website. Everything that's been released has pretty much been Nashville. The only things I can think of that aren't Nashville is Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'll stitch the photo in here. That just came out yesterday for pre-order. So there's 18 projects included in the magazine. This will ship, she says, in mid-March. So I always put in the listing mid to late March to allow for shipping troubles. So if you'd like, you can look at that. That's available now. And then, of course, whenever you go to our websites, whether you shop at Etsy or you shop on the online store, new arrivals will always show the newest things that have come in. So if something comes in today, for example, it's at the top of the Etsy page and pushes all the other items down a row or two. So you can always know that that's how you can find the newest things by going right to the homepage. And on the website, we have a tab that says new arrivals. So anything new will be right there. Okay, so last time we met, I asked everybody to tell me what they were stitching on. So thank you everybody who participated. This is called the Happy Mail segment. So if you're new and you don't know what I'm talking about, every week I pose a question, and in order to participate to win some free Happy Mail from Anabella's, you have to be over the age of 18 so I can ask for your mailing address. You have to be a subscriber to the channel, you have to like the video, and you have to specifically comment on the question posed. So last week, what are you stitching? Thank you everyone who gave us that information. The winners are Carol Siegel, 3254, Linda Malloy, 4330, Carol McCharggu, CarolMcChargue, sorry, 7746, Celine Bowman, 6309, Penny O'Brien, 204, Valerie Smith, 6423. Congratulations. Send an email to me at annabellashop@gmail.com. Put Happy Mail in the subject line. Be sure to include your mailing address and your first and last name, as well as the handle on YouTube that I just called, so we can properly match you. And our team will get that Happy Mail out to you right away early next week. So this week's question is, you told me what you stitched last week. Now this week, I want you to tell me, out of all of we have over 350 charts listed on Anabella's for Nashville, but out of all the Nashville releases that you've seen, you have to do this. I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. I want you to pick just one. What is your number one favorite, and who is the designer? So be sure to comment below. Let me know. Until next time, everybody, be happy, be well, and most of all, be kind. See you later. Bye.